apparently getting some type of construction done to the building, and so you got to
That
bear with the
it's
noise.
going down.
Yeah, yeah, it's going down.
Yeah,
Actually, it's going up.
I feel like this happens all the time. That both of us end up having construction. I have to get a whole floor of my house replaced, the flooring.
Damn,
So that's gonna go down probably Monday. You know what I mean? The whole living room, kitchen is about to be Denzo.
damn, son,
Yeah.
you getting
So
a new floor.
yeah,
I'm up here getting a new door. Hey
nah,
man,
we out
that's just how
here.
we do it.
HGTV swag.
As a fact, Hive Mind is in the building. We can gas up this
Hi,
air
what
horn,
up?
man. See what's happening. Great Key said, check y'all out on Clubhouse yesterday. What the fuck? Oh, sorry. Check y'all out on Clubhouse yesterday. Everything dope gems. Yo, appreciate you, bro. I'm trying to get into this Clubhouse thing a
Shout
little
out
bit
to.
more, man.
It's getting better. It's getting better. I think it's all who you follow, man. Because now
Yeah,
it's not as ratchet. I feel like it's calmed down.
yeah. No,
Sebastian B says sounds like Jurassic Park when they opened the enclosure.
points,
Points.
points.
Points. That is pretty accurate.
That is points. Yeah, yeah, they getting it in right now. They're getting it in right now over here.
That
But yeah, Clubhouse is okay, bro. It's if you in the right rooms. I've never been in it to like be on no just like like just randomly just listen to some bullshit. Like I'm always on there like in a marketing room or something like that. And that's cool, but I still couldn't do it. Like a lot of people on there every day. I'm like every now and again I'll check in every couple of days, maybe moderate a room or something. But people getting addicted to that joint already.
Oh yeah. I just gotta get in and get out. If it's gyms in there or it's like I'm speaking, I'm cool with it. Other than that, I'm like, I'm off of here. But
That's a
I'm
fact.
bro, I've been antisocial. I was telling Oracle, I've been the most antisocial the past couple weeks. I need to get out of it. I need to fix it. You know what I mean? But I don't know what's up with me. I have not been this most social person lately.
Yeah.
I've been in the cut.
No, we all go through it. We all go through it a lot of times. I ain't gonna lie. That is my inner mode most of the time. Like, I'm just gonna be in my own little bubble type of deal. But I mean, everybody here goes through. Matter of fact, if you go through that, spam the hearts in the chat. Let's see. Let's show some
Big
empathy around
facts.
here. Yeah. Wow.
I think it's just because I've been so used to being in the house, bro. Like this is the most I've been in it, like not doing anything in a long time. So I
Yeah.
think I've just gotten to this mode where it's just like, all right, I'm by myself all the time. You know what I mean? Like Diego was
So
here, and I was supposed to pull up to the studio, but I was dealing with that flood and all that, so I didn't get to go to the studio. And then I was just kind of antisocial, bro. So I didn't even go, man. I mean, I was dealing with a lot of house stuff, but you know how it is.
yeah, I do. Man, it's tough. It's tough right now, but it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it's a lot of hearts coming through. People know
Oh,
if I go through what just tuned in, talking about being just feeling antisocial, not really wanting to be out there on the social scene, on the social media, anything with the word social in it, just not really wanting to do that. I'm with you, bro. Like I said, that's my general feeling
yeah.
most of the time. But being in the space that we're in, you have to do that to a certain degree, and
Exactly.
I'm fine out that we have to do it. But when we don't have to, if you're in that mode, like people just won't see you. Like they'll see you on Fridays at 4, and that's gonna
That's
be
it.
it.
Yeah. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Shout out to Don Leno. Shout out to Tony Versati. What up, bro? Strange Brain Q. What up? What up? He said, I'm starting to come out of my
What up? What up?
antisocial hole too. Hey. See, I don't feel as bad now because I've been in I've been in the cut, man.
Bro, the hearts are still
Oh
going.
yeah. I've been antisocial in like games. Bro, this is super side note. It's this game called Rust on PC, right? I've always seen people play it. Bro, that is the wildest game I've ever played in my life, dog.
Wait, did you say rust or rest?
Rust, right? So you spawn in,
Oh, I'm
everybody's
in.
naked, right?
I'm
Like
out.
butt booty naked, and you got a rock and you got some fire. And then, dog, I'll be like, yo, how do you get food in here? Dude be like, oh, go over here. You turn around, bow, shoot me in the back of the head. I got to start over. Bro, this happened like 10 times, bro. I'm just like, yo, how am I supposed to learn this game if y'all keep jumping me? And the first 30 seconds of the game, bro, I haven't got past the first step, bro, because I keep getting jumped by random people, dog. So yeah, I've been antisocial in the game, so that's how you know it's bad.
Wow. Damn. All right. Well, shout out to Rust. I was in until butt booty naked.
It's a wild
I was
game.
like, no.
It's a wild game.
Wait, speaking of wild, we got a question. Well, it's not a wild question. It's actually a good question here. It's a smart question. Smart production question here. What percentage of your house can you claim on your taxes? Example, rent, utility percentage, or does TurboTax calculate that stuff for you? Okay. I'm going to say talk to an accountant. But here's some of the things that I do know. I don't know where you live. I don't know the tax laws. But if you run a business from your home, first of all, your paperwork has to line up to show that. You can't just say I have a business here. But your accountant may or can calculate what percentage of your home is devoted to that business. And then you could do tax things with that percentage of your home.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So it's not like everything. Also, once again, I don't know your state, I don't know your accountant or anything, but if you hold certain meetings at your place of business and your place of business is in your home, sometimes you can write off those meetings. You know what I'm saying? And it could be a couple $100, it could be $1,200 per meeting. Ask my accountant if stuff like this counts. Apparently it does, because I'm actually working technically as a meeting. And after this, Triz and I usually go over, business shit and talk about meeting stuff. So technically this counts. So if you're TurboTaxing it, you might not get the answers. I would say check with an accountant, but there's a good chance that if your paperwork lines up, you can write off a percentage of your home.
Big facts.
Yeah.
Big Drip. She fell in love with a hey.
And but what's crazy though? When it comes to like this culture and what we do, once again, we are very consumed with the creative side and the fun side. But shit like tax write-offs and things like that, we don't really focus in so much. And it's not fun. It's not sexy. However, as a producer, everybody's talking about getting the bag and getting to the money. That is part of getting the bag and getting to the money.
That is big facts. Because if you ain't,
it kind of is. So
if you ain't gotta pay it, man, saving is part of getting the bag.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to be a businessman or do you want to be a business genius?
That's facts.
Yeah.
If
you're a genius, you could get into certain loopholes and things where you may be leaking money, or places where you could be getting the bag and don't really know about it, like things like writing off parts of your business if you run a business from home, etc. Once again, not really sexy, but I think it's because it's not focused on that.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you how to get your 808s to slap, but ain't nobody trying to tell you what to write off on your taxes.
That is big facts.
And I just think we need to change a lot of that, bro. We need to change a lot of that.
I need to get better at that and just focus more. It's just, bro, I get so overwhelmed with that kind of stuff. That's the good thing about young wifey. You know what I mean? Keep you in check. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, if it was just me, I probably wouldn't know what to write off. I would also be eating cold food out of soup cans. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, can I write off this DoorDash, this Uber Eats? I'm getting it in.
Yeah, I would unlock the award on Uber Eats. Like, you placed 10,000 orders and be like, yes.
Yes. Look at me being great as shit. How's mindset getting money back is sexy.
Yeah, that's big facts.
Hey, listen, I'm trying to tell you, son. Once I learned that, I'm like, wait, meetings? Tell me more about these meetings. Like, how many do you get a certain amount per year that you can write off at a certain amount per meeting?
Oh, I'm trying.
Man, shit, let's meet.
I'm trying to learn all of these. Like, I mean, they ain't even loopholes because they're there. You know what I mean? It's not even like a finesse. This is like legit things. It's just if you don't know, they ain't about to tell you. So you got to go out your way to figure them out.
Yo, not to turn this into the Finance Turbo Taxi podcast, but a lot of people, like, I don't want to use a rich get richer, but you get what I'm saying. Like, because it's a lot of tricks and duping people. I'm like, no, a lot of it is just a big gap in someone else's financial literacy, maybe versus yours.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Or you may be the one up here and they be maybe
sure.
down here, but it's really about financial literacy and financial education
Mm,
that people don't willingly just like, hey, did you know this? Hey, did you know this? You kind of got to look that shit up, ask a,
mm,
phone a friend, hit up an accountant, and then you're like, damn, I could have been saving money, all this
exactly.
time, bro.
Young Simba got it. What up, bro?
What's up, pimp?
Let's
Um,
see.
go ahead.
You was it is it Shotoju? He says, "What do you think about everyone trying to make trap beats now? No diversity and artists that only choose those beats." I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't agree with it, but go ahead. I want to hear your reason why.
I mean, I just think you got to understand the club is the club for a reason, and the radio is the radio for a reason, right? So if you're judging those things, yeah, it's a lot of trap. But if you look everywhere else, right, you got Dilla kind of sound and stuff. You got house music. You got pop. You got country. It's a vast. It's probably more variety now than it's ever been in history of
That's what
music.
I'm
It's
talking
just
about.
not in the main spots. You know what I mean? So if I mean, yeah, trap is like the main thing, but that's like the same thing as in the 80s. If you saying like, oh, everybody's using synths and keyboards, it's like, yeah, that's the sound, bro. Like that's what's going on. It's like you can either get mad or you can like adjust and adapt. You know what I mean? So I mean, it don't bother me at all. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be something new in the next couple years, and it's gonna be something new, after that. So it's like, hey, run with it, or just don't be bitter about it though. It's not like don't be the old man. It's like these young kids and the trap musics and the 808s. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
Facts.
It's like cool. Let it be.
Facts. No, it's a story as old as music itself. Once you get to a certain age, or once there's a generation of a certain age, they don't really rock with the music of the younger generation. However, the music that is usually the most popular and at the forefront of the culture at any given time is going to be the music of the youth. That's why there's always this big gap all the time. Your parents didn't like your music, their parents didn't like their music. And I'm just waiting for people to realize like that's just the way it goes. Now, getting back to what you said, Trezor, absolutely right. There's a ton of different stuff being made, but the places that you are checking for music or hearing music, it's going to be in a place where popular music is played. And the popular music of the time is youth driven music. So I'm guessing you are at an age to where you may fit in that demographic that doesn't like the music that's going on now. And it's not something wrong with the music. And it's also not it's not anything wrong with you either.
Right.
It's just the way that it goes. But you can't complain about only meeting strippers if you only look for girls in the strip club. You did. So just go to different places
I
to
like that
consume your
one.
music. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That was a good one.
But go to different places to consume your music and just know that when you're in the low hanging fruit places like the radio or the club, just know what you're gonna get, and it just may not be for you.
Big facts.
But that was a
Let's see.
that was a good topic though.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, Beats Music. What up, Nina? What up?
Peace.
Shout out to Nina.
What up?
Let's see.
Young Brothers Music in
Hotman
here.
says it's a bit. Hey, Hotman said he's been making drill album because it's blown up. Yeah, I'm so glad that New York has a sound again, right? Because
Oh
I
my
felt like it
god.
was a weird period in New York music where it sounded like Atlanta music a lot. It's like everybody's kind of making these like futurish kind of sounding records, and it wasn't.
And
I'm used to
it's
like
good.
Atlanta having a sound. The West Coast had a sound. New York had a sound. That was like the big three of like you knew what it was when you heard a record. I feel like West Coast
Yeah.
always gonna have their sound. West Coast always sounds like the West Coast, and I love
Yeah.
it for it. You know what I mean? Like the Bay has its sound. L.A., Cali has its own sound, but New York had a weird period, and I'm glad that they have like. I mean, they finessed it from the UK. I mean,
They
they
did.
swiped the UK. They swiped them a little
They
bit,
did.
but they're
They
making it their own
colonized it. They
thing.
did it.
Yeah. Revenge. Take that.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah. That's a fact though.
But
Yeah. Shout out to New York.
yeah.
This place. Yeah, that's
And
pretty
it's
dope.
blowing up, man. And I went on a whole like binge of listening to drill music because I'm not super up to date on drill music. I'm not gonna front like I'm like, I know all the artists and stuff like that. So I went down a whole like rabbit hole of listening on YouTube and stuff like that, and some good stuff. The drum patterns is a little different. You know what I mean? Takes a little get used to. Like the dance is a little different, but I like it. It's a little bop, bop it, flip it. Let's see.
Little bop.
Y'all feel like VA has a sound?
Yes and no. VA sound is the sound of greatness. Yeah, here comes the bias. And don't look for Trezor to help you because he's from Virginia too.
Yeah.
No, but if you think about Virginia though, that is the beauty of Virginia, is that the arguable some of the greatest producers of our lifetime come from Virginia, and none of them sound alike, but they all sound great. Where else? Well, not where else could you find that, but for a place as random and as small and not really known for music as Virginia, all these greats come out of this non-music place, quote unquote, and manage to not sound alike. Think about that.
That's very true.
West Coast, shout out to all my homies on the West Coast. But when you would hear a West Coast beat or something, you're like, oh, some West Coast producer made that. Same with maybe New York or something like that. But with Virginia, there is no Virginia sound, but it's gonna be something. I don't know. It's just gonna be something great, man. I mean, look at Pharrell, look at Tim, look at Teddy Riley, look at Missy, who I consider to be an awesome producer as well. Look at Knots. None of these people are the same, not even close. And that's just like a sampling of the type of style that you get out of Virginia.
I just wonder why artists never really take off in Virginia. It's a few, like, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, you got Wale, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like Virginia, for some reason, just makes producers. Like, it's like a producer mecca, but for some reason, artists is not as strong to where, like, Atlanta, they churning out artists left and right. Like, a new artist come from Atlanta, like, every week, bro, and they all be popping. Yeah, so I don't know what it is. I think it's the landscape of Virginia, too. It's not known for music. It's more, you just kind of out there. And so I think production, it works well because you're sitting there. It's not, Virginia has enough to do to keep you occupied, but it's not too busy like Atlanta or like New York or these bigger places where it's like you could go 20 different ways. It's enough to where it's like you stay occupied and you have fun and life lessons, but then you can sit back and make music and kind of soak that up also. So I feel like that kind of, plays a part.
True. Let me ask you this. Do you think is that artists in Virginia aren't not special, not like diverse enough? Okay, this is what I'm saying. A producer from Virginia, we've established a lot of time. For some reason, producers from Virginia they really have their own sound. They're gonna be good at what they do. And if I'm a producer in Virginia and I'm hanging around those types of people, it's gonna force me to be one of the same. So with artists, is there not an artist collective that is the equivalent of the producer collective in Virginia? Therefore, artists are hanging around other artists, but it's not.
Yeah,
they're becoming one of the same, but it's not like it's as different as it is being a producer in Virginia.
Yeah. Because it's now. Have you heard like the new trend? I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a pattern that all the rappers rap. It's like a DMV thing, and
you're gonna
no, I'm not gonna do it because I low key don't like it, bro. It's like some of it's good, but it's like it's that offbeat, but I'm on beat kind of thing, and it irks the shit out of me. I hate it, bro. Like I'm like, bro, please stop this. I don't like this trend anymore, and everybody does the same.
You sent me a video with that shit.
Yeah, bro. I'm just like, bro, I don't like this, man. And I want Virginia to figure it out artist wise. Like we've had a few, clips and that, we got a few off, but I'm like, yo, come on, man. We gotta stick to the roots of like, yo, we gonna come out with some wild sound and it's like, it's gonna work. You know what I mean? Like the clips, you think of it, the production was insane. And then, what I mean? You got Pusha talking super crazy. Like you can't follow that with everybody doing the same trend kind of thing. So, I'm hoping for Virginia figures it out, man. I want them to.
I think we're gonna get it. Speaking of Virginia, I've been kind of antisocial this week, but people was hitting me up about this Tim thing.
Oh God.
So in a nutshell, and I know I briefly talked to you about this the other day. In a nutshell, can you explain to people and re-explain to me what the big deal was with people going in on Tim on Twitter?
So, as far as my understanding, right? And I saw this. I believe I saw it on the Shade Room. They posted it. But this female DJ, she would play like, I believe she was like Indian. I believe that's her nationality, right? So she would play like Indian samples that Tim would use, and then for Aaliyah stuff, and then show how Tim flipped it, right? Bro, these people are going off on Tim like he's not original. He stole all these stuff. And I was like, where have y'all been? How did you not know? First of all, how did you not know it was a sample? Two, if you're upset about Tim sampling Indian songs, you got to be upset at Dr. Dre. You got to be upset at Dilla. You got to be upset at everybody. The Neptune. You can't single out Tim for this, for being it's just like, yo, he picked really good samples. You should give him bonus points for that.
Facts. Listen, there is an art to this, and people will hit me, so I'm gonna weigh in on it. As somebody who part of my career was I'm a crate digger. People know that, and it was getting samples for Tim and giving Tim samples. The reason why I was able to do that for as long as a million damn years is because there's an art to digging, and there's an art to picking certain types of samples, and only certain people on a certain wavelength are gonna know that, right? Tim is one of those people. I'm me, no ID, Canon. It's a few of us. It's like in this little group that just know about how to sample and the art behind it. I just didn't understand how something that was such a foundation to this culture can really be so misunderstood. Also, what VST did you think people were using?
He got that secret contact. My dog got the new boy.
Facts. And the fact that people are like, no, I just thought it was like 65 people with Indian flutes and stuff in a circle like that. No. It doesn't work like that. So uh anytime anything about sampling comes up and people are confused, I'm confused at the confusion because this is a foundation of our culture. And people have said for a while, oh, sampling is dead. When like a lot of songs that you like now and that you've liked in the last couple of years come from samples.
That's right. That's like that meme
like,
you posted.
My whole life is samples. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And my whole life is samples and digging for samples and you know that type of stuff. So to answer a lot of people's questions when they're like, well, what made Tim want to work with you? One of the major things was that I know how to dig. I know how to pick certain samples that people aren't going to find and they're going to sound a certain way. But I never thought that a million years later people were like, yo, thought that was honest, man.
And you know the crazy thing is even the people who don't directly sample, everybody's remixing something, right? If you're not directly sampling, a lot of times people are interpolating, right? Whether it's the melody of the songwriter or it's the melody in the beat. Most of the time it's a lot of interpolation of like, oh, I like this riff, I'm gonna take this and flip it my way. That's music. That's sampling in a way. You get what I'm saying? It's the same like process of taking an idea that was already there and then changing it again and then changing it again. Everybody had access to the same samples Tim had. You know what I mean? We could have found the same samples and did the same beat, but Tim did it, right? And he put the crazy drums on top of it and made the song with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, I was so like mind blown that people was upset about that. I'm like, bro, why? Who cares, bro? Tim, that doesn't make me think of anything less than Tim. It makes me actually like, damn, Tim is out here killing at a time when nobody was thinking about using those samples. He was out here killing, bro, and finding these joints. I'm like, bro, y'all.
That's part of the reason.
Yeah,
that's part of the reason why I love working with Tim and Polo because they would get it. Like I brought Tim the like the Picasso sample. a lot of people heard that sample when I had it. You know, I was like, this is a cool idea, and people were like, I don't even know, but I could bring it to Tim, or I could bring it to Polo, and they're like, yo, bet, or the Jay-Z joint versus.
Mhm.
That's a wild whatever type of sample, and a lot of people are like, yo, I don't get it, but Tim would get
Yeah.
it, Polo would get it, and it's just a certain people that just know the art of digging. So I think there should be some education on it, man.
Those are
I
also the
really do.
people that I think to be like sample packs are cheating. What happened to be like, yo, 9 times out of 10, all those people who complain about stuff like that, if they're producers, their beats suck. I'm sorry to say. If you complain about people sampling or using sample packs or MIDI, 9 times out of 10, you're trash. I'm gonna assume because
One.
you're just like, yo, you don't understand the bigger picture of creating music. You know what I mean?
Right.
C Squad Records
I don't
says
know.
the only original sound is silence. Damn. I feel like that's
Ooh,
like,
look at you.
I feel like that's one of
Look
them
at y'all, man.
haikus that come in like a come on a Snapple fact. That's
Came
true.
in, came in, came in hot with a haiku.
Yeah.
Nah, that's dope, though. That's dope.
Young MacGyver, what up?
Uh, what up, pimp? Listen, so I was talking to of all people about this DJ MacGyver on the phone. Him and his man arguing back and forth about why the Tim slander was going on. They had two totally different viewpoints, so much so that I had to hang up and call Trizza. But I love when shit goes on. MacGyver always hit me, and he's so full of enthusiasm. And he says the most flagrant shit that I would never repeat. But that's my brother right there.
He says, I heard all that, but I'm gonna keep my own opinion. Hey,
See, there it is.
yeah. It's just one of those things. It's like, yeah, if you go to a Mexican restaurant, right, and you eat a taco and it's one of the greatest tacos ever, you know what I mean? And then you be like, oh, that was pre-bought, that was store-made guacamole. You're not gonna be like, yo, this restaurant trash. You're gonna be like, that was a good ass taco, bro. So at the end of the day, I don't care about where the parts came from. I care about if the song is good or not. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, everybody has access to the same samples. If you believe, you know what I mean? We all could get the same thing. We all could flip it totally different. He just flipped it that way that made countless hits.
It's
So
the sauce, man. It's the sauce. They're just know that there are groups of people that understand certain things, and when they get together, certain things happen that don't get figured out until way late in the game, and that is just what's happening here. By the way, MacGyver, tell young Polo Ralph I said what up.
yeah.
I don't know,
Oh,
man.
and
I'm
yo,
curious to
shout
what
out
other.
to yeah, let us know in the chat. And another thing, bro, shout out to Tim, bro. Tim is great at seeing the future, right? Because
Mhm.
I watch his stream and I watch his Instagram. I'm like, bro, he gets it, bro. Like, I don't know how he just like. I feel like he at one point he just was off of social media, and then it's just like all of a sudden, boom, he figured it out, and like he's killing, bro. Like the little setup he's got and the little green screen effects. I'm like, yo, he's really out here doing it. So hey,
Uh,
shout out to him
it's
for that.
it's been years in the making, bro. I remember maybe this had to be like 4 years ago. It maybe even longer, something like that. This back when I was making beat making videos on Instagram. And I remember Tim hit me. I was about to get on a flight to DC. I was at the airport. He's like, yo, he's like, man, I love what you're doing on Instagram with the lights and the beats and all that. He's like, yo, I'm gonna start doing that. Like he told me, he's like, I just gotta sit back, look at the social media stuff, kind of figure it out. But that's a space that I want to get into. I really want to start doing that. And now we're seeing that. Like I said, this was a long time ago. So he really sat back, really looked, took his time to figure it out. And now he's in it and killing it for sure.
That's facts. Let's see. We're all samples of our parents. And that boy took it deep. That
What?
boy went
Come
Neil
on, man.
deGrasse Tyson on us.
Damn, they shooting from the top of the key. Whoa. Buckets.
Dang. How much publishing are your parents hitting you for? Them chores is that publishing,
Yo,
bruh.
that's at least 50%. At least
Oh yeah,
50%.
you got to.
Yeah.
Let's see. The music speaks for itself. Missy, Tim put in the work, and Soul followed. Hey, good point.
Come on. Talk.
Uh, let's see. When Pop was strong, Tim and got Justin and Nelly. he learns to adapt. That is big facts.
Oh yeah. When
My
when I
God said,
started,
"Oh my God, come on, bro." Oh my
listen, that's why I told you, you gotta watch out for MacGyver. You can't. First of all, you can't read his comments.
God.
You
I
can't.
fuck with it, bro. I love it, dog.
Talking to him on the phone. Yo, he's flavoring. We gotta get him on another show, bro. We got to get him on
I always
another show.
I always appreciate people who are like strong with their opinions, and it's never gonna change. Like I always assume his opinion is gonna be what it is, and he don't care who it is.
It is. Hold on, bro. I
Oh,
gotta abandon
they
you
hit
for
the
a hot
door.
second. Yeah.
All right, that's all good. Young Caleb B, what up, bro? Shout out to Caleb, killing the game, getting his music heard. We'll see. House of Balloons changed the game samples from 2008. That is facts. Goodfellas is a sample of the book Wise Guys. All Andy Warhol did was sample. That is very true. If you haven't, man, I don't know if it's still on YouTube, but it's a documentary called Everything's a Remix. Great, like what's his I feel like the DJ name is Girl Talk, I want to say, but it's like they follow like people who like remix songs and just explain how everything out is a flip of something else. So if you haven't, go to YouTube, check that documentary out. But you know, you'll start seeing like, man, nothing, bruh. People get away with certain sample flips and interpolating, but like if you understood how many songs out here come from something else, you would be like surprised. And once you start looking for it, you'll start hearing them like, oh, bruh, they took it from this. This melody comes from here. Oh, I can't hear you, Oracle. Oracle, I can't hear you. Okay, cool. Let's see. Art imitates life and life imitates art. Big facts. Say who don't Quintillo say who don't love Costco food samples? Samples are great. That is facts. Oh yeah, it's a little weird. I don't know. You sound a little underwatery on the Zoomer. Yeah, you sound like a Tron. You sound like Transformers. We'll see. Shout out to you for the Cable Guys halftime plug-in. Yo, Cable Guys, they be doing their thing, bro. Da Vinci says, how can a producer help local artists get noticed? Think if I'm trying to help a local artist get noticed, the first thing is just making a great product. Still a little weird. Say something? All right, now you back.
I'm like, yo, my nigga, you just gonna lay on the get off the doorbell, cuz.
But how you can get
you see what's going on.
Oh yeah. But how you can help a local artist? First, make quality product, and then, okay, Oracle, how do you feel about? Do you feel like you should start at home, or do you feel like it's easier to branch off other places? Because I've seen in situations where it's easier to get a buzz outside of your home, and then because I feel like when people grow up with you, they look at you as the way you were as a child. You know what I'm saying? And to me, being an artist is like part being an actor. You know what I'm saying? So it's like hard for people to vision you as the person that you're being when you're at home around people you grew up with. But if it's like new people, it's easier to kind of put your persona on people and they understand where you're coming from a little bit easier. What do you think?
Are we talking about like doing shows or like marketing to other places?
I think he was saying, how can he help? How can a producer help local artists get noticed? And I'm just questioning: should he focus on like where he grew up at? You know what I'm saying, and get that neighborhood, or focus on like the internet? What do you think?
I think both could work. With my specific personality type though, I'm gonna aim bigger and just go for the whole internet, because eventually that's where I'm gonna want to end up anyway.
Yeah.
But I do understand the importance of like getting your town on lock and being the man or the woman in a certain city. But with me, first of all, I'm not the most social person in the world, so I'm gonna go the internet route if for nothing else for that. And I just feel like it's a bigger pool of people, and I can flex different strategies and do different things. I get more room, more room to do my shit. So I'm gonna go with the internet joint, but I don't discount either method.
Yeah, and with artists, to me, it's like an attention game. So you're trying to put people in there. That's why people would buy like those World Star slots, because it's attention. You know what I mean? It's like how do you keep people's attention, and how do you get in front of the traffic that people are going to see you? So I mean, it all starts with good songs, though. Like overly do the amount of songs. Like if you think you got 3 great songs, man, dude, try to aim for 10. Yeah, because you never. It's just like in Clubhouse we were talking about Facebook ads. The ones that you assume are gonna work, 9 times out of 10 aren't the ones, and it's the one that you don't think is gonna work ends up being the one. So focus on the internet and push them. Be consistent. Keep dropping the content.
Yeah, and if you think you got 3 serious joints, you have 3 serious joints to you.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be somebody out there who's not gonna like any of them. You know what I mean? So to Triz's point, if you got like 10 joints that you like, nah, these joints are bangers, you increase your chance. You never have as much in the arsenal as you think you do.
Yeah, that's
one
big
good meeting to
facts,
show you that.
bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and bro, have you ever seen somebody make an album? You will really realize like they'll have 60 songs to cut down to 13. That's why so many producers have records with big artists that don't come out. And it's not because the records aren't good. It's just you competing against everybody. Everybody's competing for these 13, and they got 50 records with all the top producers. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you're gonna have to cut something. Somebody's gonna get left out, and you got to think of what is cohesive with something else, and it's a bunch of little stuff. So you got to just overly create more than what you think it is. We'll see. The internet is the streets now, says B Dizzle. That is big facts.
Yeah. The internet been in the streets for a few years now.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna change no time soon.
Yeah, no, that's big facts.
No time soon, man. None.
Yeah, because it's weird, man. Nothing against like hometowns. I just feel like it's always like how most rappers get shot at their hometown. I feel like it's a weird thing. It's like, why is it like that? You know what I mean? You would think that would be the place you would get the most love, but most of the time they end up getting shot and killed in their own hometown. So it's something to. I feel like it's something to staying around. I don't know. You know what I mean? I think it's like a lot of jealousy.
Tell y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Boosie tried to tell y'all a long time ago. That's how it happens.
He said Dr. Dre probably do 600 songs per album. Yeah, that's probably why we ain't got but 3 or 4 albums. Dre holding them boys. How was he doing? Have you heard? Oh, my bad.
I think I heard he was doing better. He actually sent out a message. I forgot what I heard that on, but whatever it was maybe a week ago.
Good.
Yeah, that's dope. Let's see. Someone says this is a good producer question. How long have you let a skeleton beat sit before adding more layers or changes to the beat? Bro, there's some that have been sitting. I got some beats that's been chilling for about 10 years. Chilling. Hadn't added a thing to it, ain't put no draws on it, ain't done nothing to it, and probably won't. You know what I mean? I believe you're gonna have those beats unless you go on a crazy mission to just finish everything. You're gonna have those beats that you're gonna tap out on. You're not gonna delete them, but you're gonna be like, I'm not carrying on with this. It's gonna live here on this hard drive, and there's no mission, there's no plan to get back to it. It's just it is what it is. I'm not gonna kill it, but I'm not gonna feed it either.
That's right. Oh, Oracle, Beats Music says your volume is a little low. So I don't know if you need to bring your mic a little bit closer to you.
All right, how about now?
Yeah, let us know. Shout out to the podcast producer, Young Beats Music.
Come on, man. Yes, sir. I actually had a good conversation on the phone with Young Beats Music yesterday.
Hey.
Yeah. So Beats, what are you on? YouTube?
Yeah, he on YouTube. And I guess I'm OD loud. Let me back up a little bit, get a little even. But yeah, dog. Sometimes I have skeletons for, bro. I've had a record that I made maybe 6-7 years ago, and I still always be like, man, this idea is great. And then I came back to it and got it placed recently, like maybe like a year ago. Yeah, like, and that idea was bro. I haven't got a recent beat placed in a long time. Every time I place it, it's always a beat that's like 2 years old or a year older. I don't understand why that is.
Yeah,
but
I rarely ever get a recent beat placed, or rarely ever had a recent beat placed. It just don't happen like that.
Let's see. Don't sound like the mic is plugged up. Yeah, I don't know. Or apparently you got the low boy.
Who? I don't know. On YouTube?
Yeah, on
That's what I'm
YouTube.
saying.
They
I
said
got no way.
my mic is crispy, Mr.
Was
Clean.
I cool before?
I think so.
Was I cool before is the question. All right, hold up, hold up.
We'll see.
Let's see if we can't fix that.
See, radio has been stagnant for years. Do you think if radio changed that format, it would change the game? No, I don't think so. Because radio is for the people, right? The only reason that the radio plays a lot of those records is because the people want to hear that. So yeah, I mean, especially like if you live in Atlanta, bro, you're gonna hear Gucci, Future, 21 Savage, WAP, 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 Meg Thee Stallion, Meg. It's like it's because you gotta think people are traveling most of the time. You're on the radio, you're in your car, right? So it's like between these times, people want to hear these hit songs, and then if you know people in the car at different times traveling, so they always want to hear these same set of hit songs. So that's why you hear the same 20, 30 songs over and over and over. You get what I'm saying? Because people are traveling, you know? Yeah, okay, yeah. So apparently my mic is good, yours is low. I wonder, can I boost you? No, I can't boost you on my
Nah,
end.
you can't.
Oh, that's a little bit whatever you did.
All right, hold on. Is this a little
Yeah.
bit better?
Yeah, that sound a little crispy.
I had my joint on auto on Zoom as far as the volume joint, but I guess it wasn't cool, so I put it on medium. Hopefully that's better. Young Beats Music, let me know if I need to go up. I got like one more joint that I could go up.
Yeah. Let's see. That's why there's no variety. Yeah, I just don't. I feel like the radio is like a dying business.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't depend on them for what's going on. I mean, it's
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying they're always going to be around, but it's never going to be. It's like it's changing now. So you got Spotify and Apple Music. You could dictate your own radio. So it's like I don't listen to them for what the current thing is.
Yeah. See, the crazy thing is, I think music, as you were saying, music has too much competition now. When it'd be one thing if it was still just like radio. I mean, yeah, not music got too much competition. Radio has too much competition. When it was just radio, if it was falling off, it's like, hey, radio, you need to change and become better. But now it's just so many things out there. I think the fact that radio may be dying off is not because radio itself is bad. It's just so much other competition that's so much more convenient than radio. I don't think it will ever recover.
See, do you believe that radio is more than just an ad machine? It's like what magazines are today.
I think it is.
Yeah.
It's I think it's more than just a place for people to put ads, because you got to think the amount of people, well, people that did work in office buildings when that type of thing existed. Some people listen to radio all day long. Like there's still people that listen to the radio constantly, and plus you got to think there's some people that are older. They're not really, you know, some of them rocking with streaming, but a lot of them still listen to radio.
Yeah,
You know what I
people.
mean?
Not everybody's curating playlists and figuring out what they want to listen to. So it's like, but once I feel like, you think 10 years from now, you know what I mean? Everybody pretty much, a lot of the older people, I don't want to say phased out. That sounds terrible. Jesus.
No, you're right. You're right.
but like everybody's gonna start growing up with the streaming idea. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like we're like on the cusp of like we saw real records being sold, but we also saw streaming. So the idea of like if you're still a radio person, it makes sense because it's like we grew up like that. But you're gonna start seeing all the kids before us. They're not gonna be like radio. What is radio? You know what I mean? If it ain't a podcast or a playlist, it ain't no point. And you're gonna really start seeing it phase out after that.
You're gonna try to describe radio, and they're gonna be like, "What, like podcast, right?
Yeah,
they play music, like
it's a podcast,
like D Nice,
it's like a DJ set." Shout out to D Nice because he came up, bro. I don't think I've ever seen anybody come up more crazy than him in the pandemic.
He killed it. However, shout out to him because he came up, and then shout out to him because he didn't really come up. People think he came up more than he did. A lot of people are like, yo, the pandemic hit. This dude named D Nice started DJing online and he blew up. When in fact, he was like a super celebrity DJ way before the
See, I
pandemic.
didn't know that. I didn't know he was a DJ, bro. And I DJ.
Yes. And he DJ all the like inaugurations and all of that type of stuff and like the big award shows and I
Right.
want to say Grammys. I don't know if it was the Grammys, but and so I think the world just kind of caught up to who D Nice was. So he did blow up in the pandemic in
Mm,
terms of people recognizing who he was, but and during that time he did not become who he is. It just shed light on who he already was.
that's hard. That's gangster.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He
Um,
killed it.
let's see. Smoking Ace says, "Do you think that we're reaching a point where we're going to see a lot of industry scams get exposed with all the social media platforms we have?" Um,
Mm,
I feel like it's just going to be new ones created. It's always going to be scammers out here. It's going to figure out if you
yeah,
figure out how to fix one thing, they're going to figure out how to crack another one. You know?
that's a fact. That's a fact. Someone says one of the city girls was saying that their music was affected by COVID because they make outside music. Is there such thing as outside music?
Hell yes.
Definitely, definitely,
that's
definitely. Have you
that's
heard City Girls?
yeah. It's like I don't think girls are casually listening to City Girls while they're cleaning their house. You know what I mean? City Girls is like meant for I've had 5 shots of tequila and I'm about to leave a club and get some Taco Bell and then turn up afterwards. That's City Girl music. You know what I mean? That's the place it's putting me at. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I think Drake keeps pushing back the album. I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's hurt. I saw he tore his ACL. I'm sure that has something to do with it. But if I'm Drake, I'm trying to wait until people are back in the clubs because that's when I'm gonna
yeah,
see success. That's why everybody's holding off their albums.
yeah.
Yeah,
And it might be a good chance that I could go somewhere and perform.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's definitely such thing as outside music. Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. Someone says, assuming you're okay, assuming you're a Christian, as a producer, how do you deal with certain deals where the lyrics are outrageous? I guess would also go into one's character. Um, I listen. I don't judge art. Art, art is art. When it comes to music and when it comes to like acting and stuff in movies, I don't. Yeah, I don't judge it. Nothing. I'm not like, yo, that's just too outrageous. I just don't really look at it like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like your moral thing. As long as it's nothing that's like super against what you talk about. I mean, I, you know, I wouldn't
Yeah.
pay it too much mind. You know what I mean? Now, it's a lot of Christian songs that sample some some wild rap songs, and they done made the most Christiany
Super
songs
secular.
over top of it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a little
Kurt
tricky,
Franklin tried to flip some Biggie lyrics back in the day when Biggie was out.
bruh. But then, what's his name? What's his name? He's from North Carolina too. Luke Nasty.
Lecrae?
No, Luke Nasty. He did that. He
I
sampled
said Lecrae. Look at me.
yeah, he sampled the melodies of Heaven joint, and he made it a nasty. Bro, that song was terrible. That was a little far. I was like, bro, you disrespectful with that. You can't you can't talk
He
about
went.
rain
He went
down
there.
on me. Yeah, he went there. You can't talk about rain down on me.
Oh,
Yeah,
controversy was after him,
about
bro.
some, but you know, I guess it's to each his own, man. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? I feel like we're at a place where you can make the music you want to make. You know what I mean? So if you don't want to be a part of that, you know, like
yeah.
you said, Lecrae, dog, Lecrae out here popping, dog, and
Has
Lecrae
been for quite some time.
do what he want to do, bro. He make the kind of music he's still rapping, do the music he want to make around the people he want to be around, killing, bro. So
Yeah. Let's see. Someone says, "How do you feel about networking in Clubhouse for producers and artists?" I think it's dope. It's getting better. As a late
mm,
adopter to Clubhouse, hearing what most people were listening to in Clubhouse versus what I walked into, I think it's getting better. A lot of people in there making serious, real serious connections. Once again, it's a resource, like anything else. It's in terms of its staying power or whatever. I'm not here to talk about that. But currently, You could just about meet whoever you need to meet
Oh
on that
yeah,
platform right now. Yeah.
yeah. One of my greatest moments in Clubhouse is it was a producer. His it was called the Mango Man. If you go back on Twitter, it was a whole thing about Mango Man,
Oh no.
and it was me, Derek Milano, Joe Buttons, Tiger. It was like the conversation was so wild, and I was like, what are the chances that all of us would actually meet in real life and be having this conversation? It's
Right.
everybody in the same room, you know what I mean? So it was cool in that, and it was hilarious. It was one of the funniest moments I've been on Clubhouse. But yeah, if you're in there, bro, I've learned a lot. I'll say that. It's been a lot of rooms where it's like it's some gems. Like Legion had one we were in. Was it yesterday?
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
last night. Yeah.
yeah, and that was a good one. You know what I mean? So you just gotta pick and choose which
It
ones
was a
you're in.
similar one the night before.
Oh yeah. So you just gotta
Yeah,
pick and
that's a
choose. You
fact.
know what I mean?
Yeah. If we pop up, it's usually
Oh
legit.
yeah. Unless you see me in the wild one, just don't judge me.
Now I kind of walked into a wild one sometime yesterday. I was like, wait, what did I just walk into?
Yeah, sometimes you don't know you coming into a wild one, and then it's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
Like somebody pinged me to come.
oh yeah, they definitely would do that. Beats Music says, "What are your thoughts on all these slime balls using big verified artists on IG to scam other creators and ask for money for features, and then they never get the verse? That's wild. I didn't know that was like a.
Trash. Yo, you trash.
Is that the thing where it's
Yeah.
like people are messaging like, let's work, I see you, and then there's like, because I've seen some messages. I'm not in that, bro. I'm not paying for no feature unless it's something business wise. I'm not looking for that. You know what I mean? So
Nah.
I don't really get those messages like that. But I mean, hey, shady business gonna come back to you. You know what I mean? You can't outrun it for a long. It's gonna catch up to you. Your reputation is gonna follow you. So hey,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I'm not in favor of anybody scamming anybody on the internet. I had a situation a few years ago where somebody was pretending to be me, and they were getting people to do certain things. I think even homie might have got paid a little bit, and I was like, I was heated, and it ended up getting shut down and all that stuff. But I was like, damn, this thing actually out here collecting some
Right.
money. He was he was kind of getting it. I'm like, yo, shame on you, but at the same time, wow, what a guy, what a hustle,
Yeah.
what a hustle.
God, these
Yeah,
people that be
terrible
doing
man. I
these
was at I
scams,
was at
bro.
Top Golf chilling with the fam.
Damn, not at the
Yeah,
Top Golf, messing up your swing.
facts, facts.
Yeah, it just be wild. I'd be like, people who be doing scams, I'd be like, bro, if y'all put the thought that it takes to do these scams into something legit, you'd be straight. Like, these scams be hella elaborate. I'm like, bro, how did y'all figure out all of this? Just take that same thought process, do something legal, and don't stress about nothing. Like, you good.
Yo, I think the scammers in certain countries and certain cities are like the producers in Virginia. Everyone's a goat, and they just keep building and passing out like goat scams. And they're like, wow,
The
it's
elite.
pretty intricate. How you did you come up with that yourself? Like, nah, I just flipped my cousin's scam that he told me about. I'm like, wow, y'all killing it out here.
We'll see. B Dizzle says, when you sell beats to an indie artist, do you get back end on streams? Why, yes, you can. Yeah, you
You
can.
sure can.
I mean, I it dog.
Someone's
Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
My bad. Go ahead. I feel like I've been cutting you off. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say someone was no, someone was asking in Clubhouse last night about that. And I'm like, as the person that sells the beat, you set the rules for what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So just with like a question like you asked, like, can you get back in from this, that, and the third? If it is written, it would be so.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like if those are your terms and your stipulations, then that's what happens. And I think a lot of us, not saying the person that asked the question, but a lot of us are kind of like, what can I do when I'm doing X, Y, and Z? And the real answer to a lot of that is whatever you want to,
Mm-hmm.
because it's yours. You
Right.
created it, you made it. Therefore, you can dictate whatever the rules are. So if you feel like you want to get that that back end streaming money,
Mm,
write it in your shit, in your
or-
rules. Everything, if you're leasing beats and all that, write it in your rules and stipulations, and it will be so.
yeah, and even with like people, I know it's like this whole thing with exclusive rights. Like, oh, I don't get no back end. It's like if that's why it's like you have to understand these agreements because at one time, especially early in the selling beats online game, these agreements had nothing to do with publishing. They didn't talk about no kind of pubs, so people just assumed. But now, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of these agreements is like, this beat is yours to use exclusively, but you still got to run me that ASCAP, that BMI. Like, I need my PRO up on this drink. You know what I mean?
Something.
Bruh, I'm not doing no
Facts.
situation. If I'm not getting, I mean, the back end, let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting much off the back end on
Ain't no
most of these
back end.
records. Yeah. But in the case that you do catch one, you know what I mean? You want to make sure you're taken care of. So, hey, you got to run me my joint.
Hey, if it is written, it should be so.
That is facts. Let's
Yes, sir.
see. Are artists asking to be paid for verses since they can't tour? I'm sure it's some kind of money being generated for the artists in there. I'm sure.
Yeah. Music gonna figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Music is gonna figure out how to get that back.
Mm.
Yeah. Someone said, should you create your own website for artists instead of BeatStars or and Airbit? Um, I don't know why more people don't. And once again, who's to say that you can't do both? I'm always a
Mm.
fan of you're as limited as your options. You know what I mean? So I'm like, why not test it out, try it? But I do feel like you should have your own particular place on the internet, your own real estate where you could choose to sell whatever for as much of the profit as you can potentially get. You have the right to do that. You don't necessarily have to go through these third party platforms. Now, with that being said, there are major benefits to a lot of these platforms like a BeatStars and an Airbit. I mean, you can just check
Mm.
loaded with features and benefits. So don't abandon those, get into those, but at the
Mm.
same time, test out,
Oh,
test out
yeah.
some of your own stuff because I see a lot of people asking this question and they seem like they're asking it in a way like, yo, am I allowed to do this if I'm on X, Y,
Right.
and Z? Oh, yo, once again, you're the creator. You can dictate the rules. You can dictate
Mm.
however this goes. As my man Cosign would say, write your life. You write
Right.
your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird because now I feel like if I was to get into selling beats online, I probably would make my own platform before I would join another one first. Just because I feel like I know so much about web development and stuff now and like marketing. Because I mean, and don't get me wrong, BeatStars is great, Airbit is they're all great platforms. There's nothing wrong with them at all.
Hmm.
But it's kind of like the Ron Leslie thing. Like Ron Leslie stopped selling stuff on iTunes because he wanted to keep that information. So to him, the value of that information is more valuable than the ease of what it is of joining that platform. So
The
for
data.
you, if that data is more important, like it would be for me, then I would do it more independent. But if you're just trying to get started and just get something up and running, test proof of concept, man, do your thing. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
all of this stuff that people don't talk about is a lot of testing and trial and error and you know what I mean, figuring it out. So it takes a little second to get used to it. So you got to be willing to hang in there till you can figure it out.
that's true. It kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, where some things are talked about and done more in our culture and are more sexy than other things. Like
Mm.
signing up for something and selling beats and figuring out how to get money for selling your beats is sexier than finding out how to start your own thing, your own website on a platform, and then developing that first and then figuring out how to sell your beats on that.
Right.
To me, there are plenty of ways that it will benefit you more in the in the long run,
Mm.
but no one's talking about, yo, get out there, get a Shopify joint, build you a Shopify page. This is how
Right.
you set up products, that type of shit. And then because what is keeping you from selling stuff on your own platform versus just going to a third party? I'm just going to say BeatStars and Airbit because those are the two most popular. And to me, the biggest answer to that is traffic. People know about them. A lot of traffic
Mm.
goes there, and that is a benefit. So
Yeah.
stay on those platforms
Right.
because
Exactly.
they will serve you well. But you can still do things on your own for probably for a greater profit. But once again, it goes back to something that's not sexy. You have to figure out how to generate your own traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's more work for a greater return. But I'm not gonna knock anybody for doing one or the other.
Yeah. It's like e-commerce, man. It's like a lot of stores have something on Amazon, but they have a main store, you know what I mean? So it's like
Mm-hmm.
Amazon is it's BeatStars or Airbit or whatever, platform you want to use. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, get that money over there, but start building your stuff over here so you can for real. Like when you see like Legion, right? The reason why he's making a lot of money is because he's controlling that situation. You know what I'm saying? He understands what it is, you know what I mean? So he can finesse it, So
Man, funny you bring that up. I want to talk about not Legion beats specifically. Shout out to Young Gabe.
mm,
But I was talking to Realistic this morning. We were texting, and it just brought to the thought that and Gabe will tell you this. I'm not giving away anything, but a lot of what Gabe is doing, he got from other industries. And now Trezor, you and I know because we would listen to those same people from
right.
those other before that type of thinking got here. Like, okay, let's just take the funnel thing for instance. The craziest thing to me is the mindset of the industry and the culture that we're in. The whole funnel thing and how Gabe is doing it is so commonplace in other industries. I'm
Everything
not saying it
else.
wouldn't be special, but just
Mm,
everybody's doing it, and it's just recognized as yeah, it's just like marketing 101. This is how you
mm,
get the bag. When you bring that same concept to our niche industry, first of all, it blew people's minds. That just shows how not common those
right.
particular practices were. And correct me if I'm wrong, our culture is we dictate a lot of what's cool in the world. We own very little and we trust no one.
That's very
So
true.
when you see someone like a Gabe come along, I saw them like at one point like try to vilify my man for what he's doing.
Oh
And I'm
yeah, they
like,
tried to kill my
this is
man.
just basic marketing genius
Mm,
stuff that is commonplace. If you look here, that is how they're all getting the bag. But you bring it here, and because of our mindset of our culture, they're like, I don't know, yeah, I might be trying to treat people. No. I'm like, dog, this is just great advice. These are just great lessons. This is just a great proven system that has worked time and time again
right.
forever. And the amount of resistance it was met with versus no resistance in any other industry just kind of blew my mind. And I just think a lot of came
Definitely.
in, ushered in a dope system with great advice. A lot of people just thumbing their nose up at it like, nah, he trying to scam somebody. I'm like, Slim, my man is putting you on to the
Yeah.
goods,
Yeah.
you
I feel
know?
like it's one of the things where people be like, "Oh, it don't work," but then they didn't put in the effort to really try. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not one of those things that's just like
Mm-hmm.
instant. It's like you got to try certain stuff. Maybe what you're promoting wasn't good. Maybe your creative was so many variables that could go wrong. But if you stick with it and you're
Good
consistent with
point.
it, it's like, bruh, like it works. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. That's why I respect Gabe so much is because we were already on this wave trying to figure out how to apply it to music, and I couldn't figure out how to bridge it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I still couldn't. I just couldn't piece it together. I was still kind of new to it, but I'll say maybe 2, 3 years ago, we was on the same, bro. We've been researching the same stuff,
Yes,
trying to apply the same
exactly.
things to this, and I just couldn't piece it together. And then I seen him, and I was like, oh, I get it. I get it
He
now.
did it.
I get
The
it,
the
and
whole
ran.
start of the whole start of all of this, like when I first started, and I know it's around when you first started, you're
Mm,
working on certain things. The spark and the inspiration came from listening to people in other industries. I think you
mm,
put me on the first person I saw listed was like Peter Vood, and
mm.
you put me on to Peter,
Yep.
and then it was of course Grant Cardone,
Mm.
and then like Gary V, and this was way before Gary V was even known in this industry
Oh
as well.
yeah.
And all of that stuff was like what sparked the whole SoundOracle.net stuff, and I
Mm.
know a lot of that is what sparked what you got going on. And the funny thing is, I met Gabe through my cousin.
That's right. I
My
forgot
cousin
about
is
that.
me too until today. My cousin is somebody who's just like I guess, killing it in internet marketing. It has been for years. He's like a internet marketing genius type guy. He met Gabe at a seminar that they were both at, like, the two comma club, they at the millionaire biscuit brunch or whatever millionaires be talking about. And I think my cousin was like, yo, he met Gabe and was like, yo, I want to introduce you to my cousin. I think you all should know each other. And that is how I met Gabe. And then shortly after that is when Gabe kind of started being in this industry. Not because of me. It just happened to be around
Right.
the same time. But saying all that to say, the place where they met, the type of technique that Gabe is using is what they do in that industry, which is why they were both at the millionaire biscuit breakfast, whatever seminar thing that they were at.
The biscuit brunch.
And here we are. So yeah, so knowing all that, and then Gabe gets over here, introduces the same techniques, and people are like, mishmash. I don't know. I'm like, bro, y'all missing the boat.
Man,
this man know what he's talking about.
Because we done got on the boat, and the boat is pretty nice. I've enjoyed the boat. The boat is pretty great. You know what I mean?
Hey, boat got plenty of leg room. Yes, we're talking. Somebody said you're talking about funnels. Yes, we're talking about funnels and the just that whole culture of marketing with funnels and all that good stuff.
It's wild.
Yeah, this is how other industries do it.
But it's wild because when you look at like, and again, please don't think I'm bashing selling beats online. I don't want to be that guy that's like selling beats. But everybody thinks that's the blueprint because they've seen people. I think it's just because it's so new. I think people don't understand the gravity of it. So it's like, I don't get it. It looks weird of like, I'm gonna give away this for free, and how do I make money? But it's like if you study and like, bro, we've been reading like Russell Brunson books before all of the stuff came out. We were on it, like all of these books and all this just trying to understand it. So it's like when you see it working for us, it's not that it just like one day we just figured it out. Like we've been tinkering with the same process for a long time, bro. Like years, the both of us, and spent a lot of money and messed up a bunch of times. Where I had ClickFunnels like a year and made nothing, dog. And that jade is not cheap, bro. It ain't it ain't like one of them things like, it's $20. That's like $100 at least a month to figure this joint out.
I think we both at spending $100 a month for a year and getting zero in return just because it wasn't even like set up or understood. We just knew we needed to get it.
No, but hey, we here now.
DJ 912 says, DJ 912 says, understanding the ads, etc., is a lot of work. People get scared of it. Understood.
That's right.
Because before I was even into it, and maybe Trez is the same for you. It looked crazy, and even being in it, it's still crazy. But you have to take baby steps. Just one step at a time. You know what I mean? Just watch one tutorial at a time. Get one consultation at a time, or ask one question to somebody at a time, and then you'll kind of become immersed in that world, and then things won't sound so foreign to you, and you'll get it. But just I tell you this: standing on the outside looking in, everything's going to be just confusion to you until you take a step in the door, and then you start to understand certain things.
Shout out to 912 though. He'll
also,
hit me
the
up.
Learning curve is usually a lot shorter.
Oh yeah. But yeah, shout out to 912 because he'll hit me up like, bro, how do I do this? And I'm like, bro, I'm happy. It's like, all right, I see that he's working, bro. It's like I know what he's trying to accomplish. So it's like, bro, like, yeah, do this. So, shout out to you, bro. You actually putting it and applying it and trying to figure it out, He said, I need a ticket to the boat. Hey man, the boat is pretty cool, bro. The boat is pretty cool.
The water's fine. I used to be scared to swim. I'm all in the water now.
Hey. Yeah, and it's one of those things like stocks, Facebook, all of this stuff to me is the same. That's why I feel like when I got into stocks, I picked it up quick because it's very similar to Facebook. You gotta spend some money to figure it out. You're gonna have to immerse yourself to understand the language. But once you understand it, it's like making a beat. Once you understand how to record, loop, what this does, how to cut, all right, cool. You could start and you could get in there. Then over time you'll start figuring out how to like, this is how I make a transition. This is how I do this. This is how I embellish this. Same thing. So, but yeah, don't be scared to spend a little money if you're running promotion stuff. Like, I literally just
Yeah.
I don't even want to say waste it, but I spent a good $400 or $500 on testing stuff that I'm not. I mean, it's just when you're testing stuff, you don't really make money off of it. It's just getting the information. But for
No.
me, that 400 or 500, the information is worth way more than that $400 or $500. So run it. You know what I mean? In the long term, I understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll get the money back for sure.
Yeah. Let's see. How many producers do you have in your circle that you send ideas to when you get stuck on something? Do you send the ideas to all of them, or do you choose who to send the ideas based on their skill set? That is a good question. Shout out to Beats
That
Music.
is that's a really good question. For me, four.
Mm.
There are a solid four that I can send those types of things to. And shout out to those four. Shout out to you four, because you're in that group as well,
Hey.
Trizzy. So yeah, shout out to you guys, because I think everybody should have at least one person, like
Mm.
just somebody that could help you out. You help them out, and then y'all win together.
Right.
Also, that's also an accountability type of person too. I
Mm.
think everybody needs an accountability buddy, or to be in some type of accountability group. Young Trisha, I think we could we may be on the verge of starting an accountability group.
Oh yeah,
Actually,
we got
we kind
some.
of got it.
Hey, I'm telling you, boys been putting in the work, man. I'm
Hey,
excited. Like I'm
I am
really
too.
hyped for what this new thing is about to become, because I already see how it is. The small form that we didn't even really start. The unquantized group chat went crazy, and we didn't even start it. We just found out about it one day. So
That's a fact.
I know this new thing that we about to do. It's about to go ham. So I'm excited about that.
Ham ham.
I wonder it's for the magic number, because I'm thinking about it. I have four. Yeah, four people that I send ideas to all the time. That's it.
That's a good number.
Mm.
Let's see. Someone says, as a producer, how do you differentiate when making something trash versus making something creative? In other words, how do you measure the boundaries? Um, to me, there are two aspects of this. Number one is a good knowing yourself, being honest with yourself. What's the word I'm looking for, bro? Self.
Uh,
I use it all the time.
Awareness.
Self awareness. Exactly. Good self awareness. A lot of times we'll make something and we don't really know if it's trash or what, because we're kind of biased towards it.
Mm.
But once you have real good self awareness and use the everything outside of you as a reference. For instance,
Mm.
if I make a track, regardless of how great I think it is, I could play
Mm.
a track by somebody in the same genre, in the same
Right.
vein. My ability to detach myself from where I think I am versus where that record is and be
Mm.
honest, that is the self awareness aspect of it. I think everyone should have that. And then
Mm.
outside of that, music is made to be heard by others. It's rare that you make your music only for yourself
Mm.
to listen to. Therefore, if it's meant to be heard by others, it's also meant to be judged and critiqued by others.
That's facts.
So I would encourage you to play it for other people. Play it for as many people. Make the crowd diverse, not just your friends and your family. Actually, I would avoid
Yeah.
taking those opinions at all. You can play it for them,
Mm.
but I would avoid those opinions. But just strangers, uh, and that'll benefit you in two ways. Number one, you will get a lot of feedback from a lot of different people, and then you could kind of find the averages of what people are saying. And number two, it'll get your skin a little
Oh
thicker
yeah.
than it probably is, because as producers, we are artists because we are creating art.
Mm.
Every artist is sensitive about whatever they create, but the more you expose yourself to other people, the more you get other critiques and opinions, and then learn how to differentiate whose opinion may matter, whose opinion may not matter,
Mm.
and be objective about it. I think that puts you in a better space, because if you really want to do this, you want to be on a higher platform. The higher the platform you're on, the more people are going to see you, the more people are going to judge you. And if you're not used to that and you just get thrust into a great position without testing it out and toughening up your skin, you're going to be in for a rude
Big
awakening.
facts.
So a rude awakening. So um self awareness and just playing your music for more people and objectively using the data to figure out where you're at on a greater scale.
Yes, sir. Positive said, "Can I be the fifth you send ideas to all the time?" Yo, shout out to Positive, because when we do cook up, it's been me, bro. Because when we do cook up, them joints be fire. Me and Positive done made some dope joints. So yeah, I got you, bro. I got to send you some more ideas. We'll see. Shout out to Secret. What up, bro? He says, "What are your thoughts on touchscreen softwares, Zendal, Metagrid, and other MIDI symphonic expressions with tools such as Ultra Leap or Leap Motion?" Shout out, bro. I know you look at now. I know you go to now because he be doing, bro. He be on this equipment, dog.
Zendal beta 443.0. Well, personally, I don't haven't used any of those except for one. As people know, I was really big on Leap Motion a while ago. That's you remember that's
Oh
the
yeah,
joint
yeah.
with the hand
Mm.
shit. I love stuff like that. I think it
Mm.
is incredible. Things that allow you to express yourself and make music in different ways, I am always for, especially because that's usually coming hand in hand with some type of tech. So I
Mm.
love tech. I love being creative with music. So stuff like that, I am 100% for. Therefore, I am going to research and look up everything that you just talked about that I didn't know about already.
Bags. We'll see. DK all day says, "Where's a good place to start?" I think when he asked it, we were talking about funnels. Man, I guess it's like, I would say, what is the goal that you're trying to accomplish? Because if you're trying to sell beats, I feel like Legion got it mapped out already. That's a great place to start, right? If you're trying to use a funnel for like e-commerce, right? Like me and Oracle both have other businesses, right? So the funnel thing makes sense for this, but it made sense for other stuff that we had going on. So if you're doing that, look at Russell Brunson, read those books, like it's different ways, but just try to understand the concept first and then find courses. Man, I'm a firm believer. I'm cashing out on a course, though. I don't care, bro. Because if you could teach me quicker than it would take me and it would save me mistakes, bro, I'm about to buy the stock market tutoring. I'm about to get a tutor for the stock market to help me get better. I'm decent. You know what I mean? I'm pretty cool in stock market, but I'm about to hire this dude, about to Zoom, teach me step by step everything. Because I want to be confident. I don't want to be like, because I know it's gonna take me all this money to figure out how to get to that point. But if I could just have him, an expert, already kind of shortcut me, bro, I'm taking it, bro. I'll gladly spend
Dog,
it.
shortcut it.
Mm-hmm.
Shortcut the line. I think, and I talk about our culture a lot. I'm talking about producer
Mm-hmm.
culture. We max out an OD on entertainment and leisure, and then start getting very frugal when it comes to education
Oh, yeah.
and paying for knowledge. Because and I think YouTube is I say to blame for that. Not like YouTube is bad, but people are like, YouTube is just out there. I could just watch a tutorial on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same as getting a course.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same as getting a good course. Not the same as getting a good consultation from somebody that you trust. Also, YouTube a lot of times, since so much is there and people
Mm-hmm.
know that they can go there, they don't go there. They're just like, yeah, one day when I want to know about this, I'll probably just hit up YouTube and learn about it. So it's kind of like it's always there one day when I want to know about it. When in fact, YouTube, it shouldn't be a last resort. It should be something where you go to learn to kind of see what something is about. But then when you have to find a person that's like the shit in whatever that is, and then you go and you seek out that person and then you get the knowledge firsthand from them. Because I can tell you, you can watch YouTube for 5 days, random videos, not the same as just talking to somebody and having a cohesive conversation about what
Exactly.
it is you need to do. You know?
And usually YouTube videos are like a general, like quick, here's the gist of it. But most of the time the courses are super in depth. So it's
Yes.
like I ran into a Facebook ad problem that I hadn't got to yet, right? So it was like either I had to find an advanced course or ask somebody that knew, right? That was my only two options because I hadn't, all the beginner stuff on YouTube doesn't talk about it because they don't advertise that stuff because it's not something that beginners are searching for. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like they're going to get a lot of views for it. So it's like you have to figure out when you're trying to get the super detailed stuff, sometimes you got to pay, man. But
Yeah.
I'm at this point in my life, dog, I'm paying, dog. I want to skip the line. I don't want to wait in line at Disney, bro. I want to get on my rides and take my ass back to the crib. You know what I mean? So what that cost, dog? Let me skip all these lines, bro.
Facts. Also, that's something that I found Clubhouse to be good
Oh
for.
yeah.
You link with a lot of people, you meet a lot of people. Some people are experts in the very thing that you're having trouble with. I know a lot of the people that we're in Clubhouse with. I've talked to them over the last week about things that I might not have known or just needed a second opinion on. Man, I done hit up Big Shot. I done hit up
Oh, bro.
Alex, talked to Alex. I done talked to Gabe. And in return, I'm there for any of those people as well. But man, if you don't get out here and start shortcutting these lines, bro, and get with the right people,
it's you know how it's wild, and me and Oracle think similar. Is we hit up the same person about the same thing separately and then had no clue. I'm telling him like, yo, bro, I'm gonna try to figure this out. I'm gonna try to talk to him Tuesday. He like, oh well, yeah, I'm talking to him Tuesday about the same thing. Bro, we had the exact same idea, hit the same person, and scheduled a meet damn near the same day.
Yep.
To figure.
That's how I know you my dog.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, we gonna figure this out. We own it, dog.
I'm like, oh no, I'm talking to him on the same day about the same
exact same thing, bro. That's how you know. Dog, we think the same. We be like, oh, word, you heard that too? Bet we own it. You know what I
mean? Oh yeah. What he said? Okay, let's hit him up.
And for sure. And dog, bro, you ask busy. I have no problem asking my friends for advice. I will ask, bro. I'll text Oracle like, yo, random questions like, yo, what do you think about this? And they have no context. It has no. But I'm just trying to get a different perspective or a different answer that I wouldn't come up with naturally, bro. I hit busy like this, bro. I hit all these people 2-3 times a week, bro, asking them random questions. But they know if they need something from me, I'll gladly do the same, so they don't mind. You know what I mean? Like, I hope they don't mind. I'm hoping. I hope I'm not that annoying guy. Like, hey, stop asking me questions, dog. But I feel like people appreciate it when you're curious and it's for something good. People are like, all right, cool. I respect it.
Yeah. I think it's dope. You actually hit me with like last week with a question. The question was so detached from anything that could possibly be going on right now. My response to him was this question for me?
Yeah. Hey man.
I'm like, wait, are you asking this to me or are you just typing letters and stuff? But then once I got it, I was like, oh, that was a really, really, really good question. But I love that type of stuff, man. Like, what would you do if you were me? Here's a scenario. Boom. Gabe don't know. I'm finna hit Gabe one of them questions tonight.
Right. I feel like we about to do it again because I was definitely about to hit it. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let you hit him first, and I hit him a little bit later this week. Bro, I'm not playing, dog.
Hey man, listen, you have to take advantage of your resources, man. Great people with great knowledge, they can add value to you. What you have to do in return is constantly be willing to and to add value to them. That's just what it is.
Smoking says, what do you feel like you're missing musically that people can contribute to? Huh. See,
me? Go ahead. You
no, I'm just wondering, is he talking in a like producer placement standpoint or is it a sound designer standpoint? Because it's two different things for me. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So that's what I'm wondering. But
for me, it's kind of the same thing for both. And that's team. More people that can devote hours that I can pull back from. I mean, of course, you get something in return, but it's just I'm just more team oriented now. Like I used to be on that, it's me and I can kill the game and be the biggest, blah 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 blah. Now I'm like team. I need that team. That's what it is.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I just know with placements, it's a little. I'm trying to figure out. It's easier to work with certain people that are like. It's like with me and Diego, right? It works because we both have paths to getting something done. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we're doubling our efforts. And the same thing with you, Oracle. It's like we're doubling our efforts when we collab. instead of having 2 options to get something out, we have 4. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I'm working, that's kind of what I'm looking for now. It's like, yo, how can I make the smartest play of creating in those instances? Because I'm only making beats a certain amount of time at this point. Like I'm only like a couple days out the week, few hours, and then I'm back on business stuff. You know, so it's like, how can I leverage those? And then sound design, it's just like, man, creative ideas and trying to do like, you know, this new creative stuff. That, I guess, like you're saying, team, man. I just want to start expanding and doing different stuff that I don't have to do everything, bro. Because it's, bro, it starts getting overwhelming, dog. Like at a certain point, you like, bro, I need to take a break. You know what I mean? So
things have to be sustainable too.
yeah,
Like
exactly.
a lot of this stuff, like you can figure out how to do something, and you know, it may require something for you. And I encourage people to have the mindset of, okay, this is cool and I can do it now. I can do it today. I can do it next week. But how sustainable is this? How long do I plan on having to do this versus how long I'm able to or willing to do it?
That's
And
right.
that will help you make a lot of decisions. Because we were actually, Trez and I were talking about that prior to the show with certain types of content.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain types of content are cool, and but it's like, all right, first of all, am I that type of person?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were talking about somebody specific and they have a certain type of content and they do things a certain way, which is great for them.
Right, it
But I
fits them.
feel like it fits them perfectly. But I feel like people look at it like, man, I should probably be doing that. And then I would be in that position. When in fact, how that person markets is conducive to their personality and that's who they are. And it's quite sustainable for them.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you just try to go try that outfit on, it don't
Right.
fit you and it don't match because that's not really you. So when you're making decisions, man, think in terms of longevity and think in terms of sustainability because you know what I mean. You may want to get out there and do prank videos because you know people love prank videos and all that. But how many days of the week and how many years are you gonna do prank videos?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So just think in terms of sustainability.
Secret says, "What is Clubhouse?" Okay, so Clubhouse is an app. I think the iOS one is what everybody else is on, and it's like a
Yeah.
vocal. It's like a group chat. So a bunch of people can be invited up, moderators, speakers, and you could talk, and then people could listen. It's invite only. I don't know how the invites working now. Is it still kind
Uh,
of
I
secretive?
think it's the same. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's the same. Like you just shoot somebody an invite.
Yeah. So I think you could sign up and be put on a waiting list and somebody can like pull you up. But it's very exclusively, you know, like, but it's cool though. It's either the Wild Wild West and it's like, what did I say? It's either Maury Povich or a TED Talk. It's like one or the
Facts.
other, bro. It's like, it's never really, it's like either you're
Those
learning
two
something
extremes all
or
the
it's
time.
like super wild. So it's good. Vocal Discord. Yeah, pretty much. It's like
Yeah,
a
it is. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
with a little Twitter mixed in where you can follow people and different chats come up. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. Somebody says, what are the best speakers or monitors to use for mixing and just listening to music at the best quality possible? I would encourage you to go to soundoracle.net.
Yes, sir.
Realistic and I have a blog about the top monitors for producers, and you can look at all the specs and see what fits you best. Until then, I can personally now recommend shit if I can get the name right. I bought these a couple months ago. What are these? The Personas like E8 something somethings. I forgot what they are. I'll put it in my stories so you could check it out. But these Persona speakers that I purchased maybe 4 5 months ago at this point, maybe even longer. I love those. I was a KRK guy. My KRK's blue. Realistic recommended these. I bought them. Great for mixing in terms of what I'm doing with mixing in the sound design world, and also awesome for listening to music. And the pair was $600.
That's not bad at
Not a
all.
bad price.
Yeah.
And they actually, all the reviews say the same thing that they rival monitors that are far more expensive and even preferred over some. So I'll put a link to that in my stories as soon as we
Mhm.
get off this joint, and then you can check them out
And they look
and
clean
check out
too.
that blog as well.
I like the look
They
of
do.
them.
They look real clean.
They look real
Yeah, they real
futuristic.
sleek, modern. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They fit
yeah.
my new minimalist lifestyle.
I got the JBL. What's the? Is it the M8s? It's the 8 ones, the JBL, whatever those are. And yeah, them joints are. I like them. I have no complaints about them. I
Fire.
got my joints like a quarter of the way down. Them joints still out here. Gra-ta-ta-ta, you know what I mean? So,
Killing it, killing the room.
oh, did anybody watch the versus the Keisha Cole versus Ashanti? Because
I did not.
yeah, I didn't either. I did not watch it. I went in and
Yeah.
all I heard was off key background vocals and DJ scratches, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, but this is not the one for me. I'm gonna sit this one out.
I missed it. I love verses, but I don't think that was for me. And I was actually you were in there helping to mod a room,
Oh yeah.
clubhouse room at the same time that was going on, and it was nothing but like production gems, marketing gems being
Mhm.
given out in that room that we were talking about. I'm like, I could watch verses and be entertained, or I could be in here and I can get some gems that's going to help me. I chose the gems, you know.
That's fast. Let's see. They took too mad long to start. Yo, I thought I was tripping because I went in one time and it was like nobody there. I was like, wait, what is going on? And then the Lakers game was on, so it was like
Phew.
AD, LeBron, Keisha,
Sounds good.
Ashanti. You know, I had to make a tough choice, man. So you know, Lakers Nation. You know,
Smoking Aces, wait, Smoking Aces coming in hot. Keisha is super fine. I'm just saying. He's
I'm
not
not
saying
mad.
nothing crazy. He ain't
It's no
saying nothing
wrong
crazy.
choice in that in that one. You could have go either way, and you're not wrong.
Nah,
Yeah, you're not wrong either
nah,
way.
your eyes work just fine, sir. Yeah,
Good taste. Good
facts.
taste.
Yeah, they both fine. That's what High Mind said. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, both you guys, both you guys' eyes is working fine.
Who? I guess who's the winner that people are saying? Because my bet was on Ashanti, but it was a lot of devout Keisha Cole people, so I just didn't know. I didn't I didn't see a lot of
True.
recaps. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
Yeah, I
I'm.
don't know either. Bernie Sanders was winning the timeline to me yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bernie won versus with the mittens on.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Did you saw the pictures I put up with him in the studio and him DJing?
Bruh, you put. I didn't see yours. I gotta check them if they still up. I put up like four of them in my story yesterday with the J Cole album
Oh,
cover.
that was classic.
Redid that.
Mm.
The Wu Tang joint.
Oh, that's
Even
gangster.
right before verses, there's a Keisha Cole versus Ashanti, Bernie Sanders versus me that I put up. The internet
You
is fast, bro.
and you know, shout out to Bernie because he took the beam and made a sweater. Did you see? They're selling it, and 100% goes to charity.
Uh,
But it's the meme. I'm like, oh, whoever's
mhm.
on the team, give them a raise, man, because they get it. You know what I mean? You can't fight the internet culture. You got to roll with it, man. If they make it funny, just roll with it.
There
You
you
know what I
go.
mean? Make a joke out of it, capitalize, and that's what he did,
Yep.
man. So yeah,
Yep. Everybody loves young Bernie.
Ashanti got more
That's
hits.
a
I
fact.
would agree. I would say Ashanti had more, but you know,
I think so. But I also think I'm not as well versed in Keisha Cole's catalog as I
yeah.
should be.
Yeah, it's not enough heartbreak in there in your life for Keisha
Nah.
Cole.
I think I think by the time Keisha Cole came around, I was kind of not pulling away from that, but I got to pick and
Yeah.
choose the music more.
What's
Whereas
his?
back in the day, I would Mary J. Blige, My Life, that was a dope
Mm,
album, but everybody was listening to it at that time. When Keisha Cole came out, there's certain things that she was doing. I just like, I'm not a part of that.
yeah, when you hear Keisha Cole, that means normally you're in trouble. Like somebody go down. So I'm like, yeah, I'm cool.
Turn around, get back in the car.
Yeah. Just go hide the Jordans because they might get cut up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
get back in the car, drive back to where you came from, bro. Yeah. Let's see. Someone says I'm new to iPad production. I love it, but I'm scared of the mixing process. Okay. I do know that listening to the final mix with references is what's needed. What should I do to get my mixes sounding great while being on the iPad. You got anything for him, Young Trizza?
Man, I'm limited on my iPad production knowledge. I am super limited. As in, I've never done it.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Let me see if I can like quietly reread this question myself real fast. But I'm trying to figure out what's the difference. The iPad is where stuff is coming from, but the end result, like what it's playing out of, is what's going to make the difference in that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure it out here.
Just make sure you playing on some
Let's
good.
see.
I
My
mean,
real problem. Okay. The person said my real problem is okay. The fear of releasing tracks that are not ready. I'm a bit of a
mm,
perfectionist, and I have found out that my mixes are getting better with each mix that I do. But I also know uh, if the mix isn't good enough, it could end you. How do I get over myself? Okay, so I see what that
got
person.
you.
Yeah, yeah, you see what their real thing is, and that's just self handicapping under the
Mm-hmm.
guise of being a perfectionist. Listen, we've all done it. Um, so what I'm sensing here for the person that asked the question, you're definitely self handicapping. Number one, don't get it confused. And if you don't know what self handicapping is, it is keeping from doing a thing to avoid the potential results of doing that thing.
Mm,
And the easiest way to do that is under the guise of being a perfectionist. You yourself said that you notice that every time you do a mix, it's getting better. So I guess you're like, well, if I keep getting better, I'm going to wait till I get really good to start putting out my mixes. But what is really good? Also, who's saying what is really good?
right.
You may you may have good self-awareness, you may have trash self-awareness. Music is made to be heard by other people. If your mixes are good or good enough, you'll know that
Mm,
because people will either say, "Hey, your mixes are dope," or complain about how horrible your mixes are upon hearing them. But if no one ever hears them, you will never know, and you'll continue to be a perfectionist because perfect never comes. So I advise you, wherever you're at in your mixing process, obviously you're a bit happy with where you are to some degree because you acknowledge you keep getting better. Put stuff out. iPad, computer, regardless of what you
mm,
made it on, put it out. Ask people's opinion. Seek out criticism. Get your skin tough. Get those opinions. Get that data. Go back to the drawing board and revamp and just keep getting better. Keep doing what you need to do.
yes, sir. Yeah, find somebody to hold you accountable. Say I'm gonna put something out in a month, and then if you don't, you gotta pay up, do something. That'll keep you on your toes because you ain't going to pay
Yeah.
$200 because you ain't released a track. Either you gonna work on that track like crazy, or you gonna pay up. One of them's gonna happen.
Right. How mine said it'll never end you. That's a fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact, and yeah, it won't end you. And my assumption is you're at the beginning, anyway, which is a good thing. So you'll be
Uh,
straight, man. You'll be straight.
will there be a Sound Oracle video instruction course bundle?
No, wait.
Like a bundle of your
Y-
courses?
yes,
Oh.
yes, yes, yes. There will. Actually, if you purchase the art of vocal mixing, I guess it's not really a secret. But if you purchase the art of vocal mixing, there is an upsell for the art of beat mixing at a significantly reduced price because you're buying one. And the art of vocal mixing came out second, so that's how I was able to do that. But other than that, there will be a bundle. I just have to figure out how to package and promote it, and that could be done in a weekend, honestly.
Yes, sir. Uh,
Yep.
Frank Wonder says, should I be concerned that I have tiny mushrooms growing between my toes?
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. 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 Yep.
I
Yep.
think you should eat them, and if you trip like crazy, then you should be absolutely fine. If you don't trip, then I would be concerned.
Eat the stem, see where it gets you, and then maybe
Yeah,
eat the caps after
yeah. And then maybe take a shower at some point.
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
Take some of the apple cider vinegar and I do the macarena in a bowl of it. You'll be
yeah,
all right.
yeah. Tips to make music sound good on iPhone speakers.
Oh, okay. I have one. There's a plugin. What is that plugin called? It is called Mix Checker. I forgot the company
Hmm.
that makes it, but it's called Mix Checker, and it's a plugin that emulates different speakers in different speaker environments, and phone speakers and laptop speakers, and a couple other things are among what you can test out. The thing that I think is dope about that plugin, other than just its basic feature, is that not only can you emulate different size speakers, it has a place where you can select what size speakers you have that you're playing them off of. So if
Oh,
you
that's
have
dope.
8 inch, yeah, 8 inch woofers, you click that, and then when you click the emulations, it'll give you a better emulation because you put in the size speaker that you have.
Oh, that's
I
fire.
can't remember the yeah, I can't remember the company that makes that plugin. I've had it for maybe 5, 6 years now, but the plugin is called Mix Checker, and that'll do it for you.
Let's see. Oh, what is the new kit that you are coming up with names for while watching Netflix?
Ha! Um, I'll be announcing that really soon. Shout out to everybody that responded to that reel though. That's the first time I ever did a reel. I need to start doing more like that. I just
Mm,
gave my tip, which I've given on this podcast before about how I name sounds by watching movies and watching Netflix and stuff like that. It's also good for naming beats.
oh yeah.
But I will release that information soon enough. Who asked that question, by the way?
Young Hot Mine.
You'll have my DM me. I may need you for some beta testing anyway.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm bringing back the beta testing, bro.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
Yeah,
Let's
bringing back the
see.
beta testing.
Do you care about that Lil Wayne and Kodak Black got pardoned?
Not at all.
Let's see. Did you see Pharrell links with Georgia Tech and Amazon for a new music coding initiative? That sounds pretty cool. I'm not mad at that.
It does. Man, if you know anything about what they're doing at Georgia Tech
Oh
as
yeah.
far as music and technology, it's amazing. I didn't know until I was in Berlin at Ableton. What's the name of their event? Anyway, when I was there doing their event,
Hmm.
Georgia Tech was also there with like this drum playing robot thing and some other shit. I was like, wow. I had to start talking to
Right.
them. I'm like, because at the time that's when I first like did like Trinity, and I was trying to get Trinity off the ground. So I had a great
Hmm.
talk with those guys.
Oh
But Georgia
yeah.
Tech, they really have their finger on the pulse of technology, and especially where technology meets music. Georgia Tech is really dope for a lot of stuff, bro. Honestly.
I don't know why when you said that, I just picture like Terminator, like hitting that "Show me what you got" drum fill. That.
But wait, they had an accompanying robot, but then they also had a dude. He only had one arm, but he had a prosthetic that they designed at Georgia Tech, and he is a drummer. And it gave him the ability to do like these types of fills or just like this type of drumming shit that as just a human with a regular arm you couldn't do. It was amazing, bro. Like
That's wild.
he killed it. I'm like, damn, Georgia Tech,
Oh
y'all
yeah, they
y'all
own it.
got it.
Yeah, so shout out to Pharrell.
Yeah,
Pharrell's always, doing stuff for the people. Did you
yeah.
see it's a rumor about Future and Travis Scott doing a versus?
I did. Uh that would be entertaining. I don't know how good I think a matchup that would be, but
Mm.
I will watch it because it's gonna be some great music that I could do.
I think, and I know this is good. I'm biased. I've been living in Atlanta for a long time. Future, people are sleeping on Future, dog. Future got so many hits, bro. It's ridiculous. Travis got
Are they?
hits, bro. I don't know what Travis could play that will go against March. And I love Travis. I'm a huge Travis fan. I listen to Travis like on the regular. But Travis,
Oh,
most
March
of
Madness?
March
Shocking.
Madness is like the spirit bomb in Dragon Ball Z. It's like you can't beat it, dog. It's like I went super nerdy there, but you get what I'm saying. It's one of
You
those
do. Okay.
records that I don't think you can beat it. Racks on racks on racks, even though it's like a one hit wonder song from the dude. Sicko mode. I still, as great as Sicko mode is, I still think March Madness beats Sicko mode to
I
me.
think the culture. Thanks. Thanks, March Madness beat Sicko Mode.
Yeah,
For
March
sure.
Madness
For
is
sure.
like a national treasure. It's like Now, if you play March Madness in the club right now, people gonna be singing it like it's brand new, dog. Like it's one of them records, man. It's gonna be a classic in American like history. You know what I mean? So, only thing I feel like Travis got advantage is Travis can play production. I wonder is he gonna play like production because he got a lot of Kanye stuff he produced, a lot of that stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, here's my question. In a versus, if you do something that your opponent does not do,
That's why I'm.
is it versus if you do that? Because the Future's is playing songs that he's featured on it, but then Travis Scott plays a song that he's not featured on vocally, but he did the production. Are you is that cool for that battle? You know?
Some drill running down. He said trending topics. Woo, come on, dog. Tony
Oh
Montana,
yeah,
commas.
Tony Montana. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, I love Travis. I think Travis is incredible. But Future is like up here, bro. Dungeon Family Future. People don't know Future was in the Dungeon Family, bro. That's the wildest thing to go from Dungeon Family to the iconic trap rapper that you are.
That's why I'm thinking it's not a good matchup. It's not a good matchup, and I'm thinking this is like I'm in favor of Future for the matchup. And I just don't think it's a good matchup, bro.
Yeah.
At all.
See, I think what Smoking says, I like Travis more than Future personally, so I'm biased. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I can see if you said it the other way around, I'm not mad at that either. But I think like with the Keisha Cole Ashanti, when people was like Keisha Cole can outsing Ashanti, it's like, yeah, but this is about hits. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so in that realm, even though Travis got humongous records, right? But Future had a sound. Like he dictated what modern music is. You know what I mean? Like how I don't want to say like how Lil Wayne. I don't think it was as influential as Lil Wayne, but he had a run where it's like, you know what I mean? Like he changed music a lot. So I didn't know he was in Dungeon Family. Yeah, his name was what? Meathead, something like that. I believe was it Rico Wade is his cousin? They're related or something.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Dungeon Family birthed a lot of people, man.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Backbone, man. Backbone was one of the first like artists I really like was producing, and like helped me kind of get in the industry, bro. Like way back in the day, I was still in high school.
Hey. We could take a few more questions. We got to wrap it up soon. We coming down on the time. Yeah, not a real serious topic. Did you see Lady Gaga, Big Ass Bird?
No, was this the inauguration?
Inauguration.
Oh, I missed it.
No, she had a whole condor on her shirt. That joint was kind of.
It was like part of the dresser was a real condor. They just kind of
it was part of the.
Oh, okay. I was about to say that's gangster. I was about to say that's real gangster. If you got it, just
her outfit came with a zookeeper, bro. It was crazy.
Bro, I seen a meme and it's like my gas tank and it's J-Lo holding it up and it's like bro, that joke is classic, bro. Yeah, I missed all of that stuff.
The internet is undefeated.
Yeah.
Okay, we read that. Someone says I have production partners. They use Machine. I use Ableton. We mix in Pro Tools. I noticed their sounds sound a bit more beefier than mine. What can I do to beef up my stems? I think it may have more to do with the processing of your stems and the actual volume that you may be exporting at than the DAW. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put whatever difference you're hearing. I wouldn't put so much stock in the DAW making that difference versus your processing methods. Really, if they're your homeboys, I'll be honest with you. Ask them some questions. Figure out, what they do. It could be all the way back to the sources of the sounds that you all use.
That's
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To try to fix it at the end result wouldn't really be my method. I would go all the way back as early and as elemental as I could be and start troubleshooting the differences from there and then build my way up to the last part, which would be the DAW.
Or gain staging too. You know what I mean? Because I had an issue. That was my issue, is that I wouldn't turn stuff up. I'm just because I had heard from so many people
Not
like
a
you gotta
bad
give
practice though.
yeah, but you know how people like be like, oh, you gotta have this much headroom, but people wasn't. I didn't understand correctly how to give that much headroom, so I'm turning in all the stuff and like I didn't realize you could push certain stuff. So for a long time, I'm like, I hit Oracle like, bro, why is my drums not hitting right? Oracle's like, boop, turn it up, turn it up, and that was it.
Turn it up. Yeah, certain stuff I'll push. However, leaving a lot of headroom and mixing relatively low, I believe your engineer would be happy about it
Right.
because you're kind of gain staging to be mixed versus gain staging to play stuff to like blow some speakers up. Yeah, I would personally err more on the side of caution and the gain staging to be mixed than I would be to like, just kill the studio.
See, Triz, Dragon Ball Z is never geek mode. You right, bro. You right. You know what I mean? I grew up on the DBZ, man. Toonami, you know what I mean? Tenchi Muyo, Dragon Ball Z. I'm about it. Yeah, I'm about that anime life, bro.
Wait, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Let's see. If you could would travel to lock in for an exclusive session, where would you go? Ooh, that's a good question.
Someplace exotic.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be an island somewhere. Believe that.
Yeah, I think an
It
island. Maybe
it ain't gonna be Montana.
yeah, maybe Central Greece. You know what I mean? Greece feel like a vibe. You know what I mean? Any kind of island, as long as they got alcohol and vegan food, I'm there, bro. I mean, it don't take much for me. Scenery,
Hey, listen,
vegan food, alcohol. I could cook up.
That's what I was saying. Good weather, good scenery, good food, good alcohol. You can tell me I'm wherever. It won't even matter where I really am as long as those. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is it. I could be on the island of Manhattan, just in the right place. But I'm like, nah, this is the vibe I was talking about. But yeah, I'm guessing somewhere exotic.
Did you see the Bricks video where he's in Dubai with the clouds? He's above the clouds.
Not the collaboration with God and Jesus.
Yeah, that was definitely the caption. I was like, yeah, my
hilarious.
Yeah, my dog is I was like, yo, Bricks is a wild dude, bro. But hey, I'm not mad at it. That's goals.
How do you not go outside? How do you not go outside and shoot that video?
Oh yeah, you got to.
As soon as you look out on your balcony, you like, I'll get the camera.
Yeah, you got the camera. You got to. Yeah, that's one of the ones. It's like you understand the flex. Like I get it, bro. I would do the exact same if I was there.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, y'all gonna end up on Epstein Island? Hey, that man is not here, so I'm not ending up nowhere.
I'm good. I ain't gonna end up on Epstein Island or Ghislaine Delta or none of that.
Unless that boy got a resort on it and it's made by the Hard Rock Cafe or something, I'm cool.
Yeah, no.
No, sir.
Nah. You gonna make a beat on Carol Baskin's Reserve? That's what
why ain't they free my dog, man?
Yo,
they did him dirty.
Yo, my man had the limo, the hair people, and the makeup people, and a mental health specialist pull up to the jail just in case I get a pardon. Yo, somebody told him he was going to get a pardon. They even let him go as far as to book all of this stuff to show up to the jail. Now, that person knew good and goddamn well that man was not going to get a pardon. They had to know.
And they got Kodak out of here.
Fact.
That's wild. I mean, hey, I'm glad Kodak out, but this is wild. If I'm him, I'm like, bruh, because Joe Exotic is a very like he fits the mold of that guy. I don't even want to talk political, so I don't even want to say that, but he fits that mold that I would think he would have caught the pardon, and Kodak fits the exact mold to where I would never think he would catch the pardon. But full knee.
Man. Hey, look, you had to petition for those pardons, man. It's like the Grammy joint. Like, no, your people's got to put in that work with the Grammy board for the year to get that award. It's not like they just gonna give it to you because they think that you awesome because you made a hit song. See, Joe Exotic was like, yo, I made a hit song. I made the hit Netflix joint of the year. You gonna pardon me, right? You're like, man, you ain't partition. You ain't petition for this, bro.
Yeah, you ain't in there.
You can tell that limo go right back to the place where they park it. You can tell the hair guy he just gonna get half a day. Mental health specialist is telling you, all right.
Carol
You know,
Baskins was like, "Ha ha!" She pulled up with the bag, like, "Nah, you staying there."
she the one that told him he was gonna get a part.
There, get his hopes up.
Wait, out of everybody he had pull up to the jail, he's about to get pardoned. His people said, "Yo, Joe said the most important person here is the hair guy. My hair has to be right when I get pardoned." So
Oh
I don't know.
god, that's why you ain't get
See,
pardoned.
exactly, bro. Nah, you just gonna sit back down in your sleeping bag, bro. You need to stay here for a while. You tripping?
I can't wait for some new Kodak music. Kodak is like it's one of them. It's like it's so just turned, bro. I love Kodak stuff, dog. Do you ever like sit and listen to Kodak?
I have a couple times, and I just like doing my arms like this.
Yeah, you got to do it. It just makes you want to turn up, man.
Man, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, your boy pardoned a lot of people though. It was nuts.
Yeah, we need to. You know what? When we're the producer presidents, I'm going to pardon all the sample Nicki Minaj. I'm pardoning that sample clearance. Drop that Nas record. You know what I mean? Who else need a sample cleared? I'm pardoning all of them joints. You know what I mean?
Pardoning everybody.
Yeah.
Pardoning everybody.
You can sample Prince.
That's all. All of them. Prince, Nita Baker, everybody.
Yeah. Presidential, man. Go
Michael
ahead.
Jackson beat it. Do it. Don't matter.
No, don't do that. Certain songs you can't let it slide, man. Veto. Bow. Yeah, certain songs you can't do it, but everything else, hey man, we clear. That's how I'm running for producer president. I'm clearing samples.
There you go, man.
There we go.
There you go. Hey, I'm with it. Well, look, bro, we're gonna have to wrap this joint up. Oh, we are really at time. So listen, man, what you got going on this weekend?
Yo, the producer kit. Oh, I was going to spill, but man, I'm just working, bro. I'm working on working on the site, man. Working on beats. Getting my house redone. I had a flood. I didn't talk about it that much, but house flooded. Have to get a whole floor of my house redone. So dealing with that crap. And yeah. So go to thisproducerkit.com. Every kit that you buy will go to the new laminate floor for Triz Foundation. This will go to put new flooring and cabinets in my kitchen and living room. So please support.
Hilarious. Listen, man, the same soundoracle.net. Head on over there. Get you some mixing courses, the art of beat mixing, the art of vocal mixing. Get your mixes right. Don't let a placement fall short at a bad mix. Also, if you want to pick up some sample packs this weekend only, any sample pack or Omnisphere bundle or kit, just use code weekend15, man. You'll get 15% off.
Hey.
I'll turn that on right now, and I'll leave it on until 11:59 on Sunday. So hit soundoracle.net, use code weekend15, get 15% off any sample packs or Omnisphere kits.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, bro. Well, listen. It's been another episode of Unquantized Podcast. We will catch you all next week.